let's see. We're putting it right to the test at the very beginning. We'll see if Vedius is right about his Caps versus Vikla propaganda that he is trying to spread, because the LeBlanc into Ari definitely is going to be fun with the setup there.
It's slow from the volley out of Hans Summer, which means the follow-up with the beat drop not enough. Skumond's coming across. Kellen has no flash. Wind becomes lightning. Q3 knock up Hans Summer there for the chase, and this time the arrow finds its mark. G2 get first blood. Doesn't have the Mimic right now, 5 seconds before he has that extra spell cast, but still G2 will be able to take the Drake, and then Skumond can work his way back towards his blue buff and his wolf. A bit cautious around it, but their solo laners are having a really good whale of a time right now. 400 gold lead in mid for Vikla over Caps, keeps him low. Enchanted Arrow will land onto Vikla. The wave cleared out there, the chains. Oh, they have to be careful! Oh, Caps and Hans Summer for it.
So, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to the Ash. Like, Caps called for it, but Hans Summer hit it.
The French sniper has to find his mark, right? Gets the kill as the wave cleared out by Caps in response. Grub's taken.
Clear just got his Trinity Force. Clear is teleporting in with Trinity Force ready. And a big shield.
A third sack on the Mega Narbar. Caps trying to go in. Beat drop on court. Follow up as they dive onto Vikla, who does have the flash and manages to get away. Broken Blade trying to get onto the back line as Raptor falls low. All out on him. He's down. Hans Summer trading with Clear, who's keeping the rest of G2 away from the fight, but the smite comes out and G2 win out on the battle, get a kill and get the Drake.
Yeah, they're just more coordinated. They destroy them. Burst damage is there. Broken Blade and Caps going to be able to push mid lane afterwards as well, and even the knockback here. But Minar and G2 have the extra power, so they can just brute force this tower down. G2 going to keep it rolling here. First tower bonus.
The extra gold out of that.
Now it sets them up here with 1,000 gold lead, 2 dragon lead, and looking at Rift Herald.
Vikla off towards the top side of the Herald pit. Diablo and Raptor are there. Enchanted Crystal out, flashed away by Raptor. Pop Blossom doesn't land onto anyone but Broken Blade. Meanwhile, Skumond on the backline's going to pop that Crescent Guard. Season Desist going on to Caps as well, who flashes away himself. Encore onto Diablo. He dashes away with the cleanse as well to escape the fray, but Raptor doesn't have that same luxury. He'll die to Skumond. G2 still looking for the advance, but they can't get close enough to catch up to BNK. So they might be able to crack through this tower with 30 seconds left on the Drake as well. Kellen stepping a bit too far forward, caught out by the beat drop. There's the chains as well. And Kellen takes.
You've got a LeBlanc level 11. You know, this is where you get your rank 2 ultimate, obviously. And your power spike really coincides with your first item, your upgraded Sorg shoes, and your extra
possibility for them. There's the Rift Toe put down by Raptor. Try and get the charge in the mid lane. Try and get Cryo for BNK to step in. But this Drake is already gone. Clear looking for a flank position. G2 can walk away before BNK can really react. The Rift Toe charge will come in, but it doesn't even take down the tower. Enchanted Crystal dodged away by Raptor. Vikla going in with the Spirit Rush, but dashing out with it as well.
Find one. Okay. Control ward.
Caps the target, dashes away. Raptor goes in with the cease and desist onto LeBron, but the Encore's going to land as well. Nice. LeBron might just be sacrificed here. BNK with a great pick. Finding LeBron.
But look what it cost them, you know, since they have everybody down here, that's going to be top, just getting demolished. Broken Blade is up there, getting multiple tower plates. Vikla, of course, is able to finish up the bottom tower.
Scale up into the game, doesn't need as much gold as someone like Clear, who is going to face check here. Pathmaker in, Wind becomes lightning as well. Clear looking for the Gnar, won't land a stun, but the Q3 is going to be procced by Skumond as they continue to chase in. All out pulls Clear away from the wall. He's going to flash. Hans Summer caught out as Caps jumps in the way of the charm. Hans Summer taken down though. Vikla secures the kill. Caps looking for Cannon, can't land the second chains. Meanwhile on the top side, Clear was able to escape with the help of Raptor.
Wow, we got the revenge right there. Kellen and Diablo able to burst him down. Vikla here still looking for more as well. They're going to get a tower. And just like that, BNK.
Do you want to be using the arrow and then not have it up for the battle? Skumond's going to try and take away the Scuttle Crab, but Raptor's here. Skumond healing up with the Thunder Sky. TP is coming in as BNK want to take the fight. Skumond diving forward, takes the kill on the enemy jungler, uses the Crescent Guard to mitigate some of the damage and then will flash away. Vikla flashing in, gets the charm onto LeBron. Pop Blossom as well, but it's only going to land onto the sport. LeBron is down. Broken Blade trading clear down towards the bottom side. Vikla trying to get to the back line as well, but Hans Summer takes him out. Diablo now in the midst of them. The Gnar against the wall. Diablo trying to get out of vision in the bush, but it's warded. Caps jumps across. Clear goes down. Diablo trying to escape. G2 don't want to let him.
Fight number 2. Here we go. Start it again.
Enchanted Crystal are about to come off cooldown. Diablo with no flash. Hans has his and his barrier. Broken Blade on that front line. Clear trying to build up the Mega Gnar. Raptor in the back of the pit. Caps just waiting. Seeing if he can find a way in. Raptor starting up the Drake. Clear, keeping Broken Blade at bay. Caps dives onto Raptor, who tries to get onto Hansama. There's a Seasman that says Crescent Guard to stop Vikla from getting the Spirit Rush in. That Crescent Guard was gorgeous. Hansama's still alive as well. They'll take down two. Kellen kept at bay by Broken Blade and put in the dirt. G2 take 3 for naught and will claim the soul.
They keep Hansama safe and they claim the soul. They can walk over to Baron's side of the map now too with the Ocean Soul regeneration here.
Dragon fights, so if Vikla does continue to push, there's the option for G2 to try and just force in towards the inhib. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
At the very least, Vikla probably has his empowered recall up right now.
True, yeah.
And should be able to get back quicker. So we see Vi channeling recall early.
Yeah, Vikla's still there on the tier 2 and top side. The plate will be taken by G2 on this inhib tower. Vikla will go and get that enhanced recall. G2 still knocking on the doors of these inhibitor towers while Caps pushes in mid. Flank position from Kellen, but that is just the Shape Splitter clone. While this is happening, Caps continues to chip away at that mid tier 1. That will go as well. G2 extending the gold lead, 1.6k so far off this Red Bull Baron power play.
Okay. BNK actually mitigating the gold loss from those double big objectives quite well. Here we go.
Cease and desist onto Caps. Vikla there with a chase as well, but Caps dodges away and dodges the charm. Can he escape the clutches of BFX? The answer for now is yes. Pop Blossom doesn't get there. Caps with the Ocean Soul heals up enough. And while this is happening, G2 are knocking on the inhibitors. They'll take the bot lane inhib. And even with not long for the rift, you have to feel. And just as we praise BNK for being able to mitigate some of the Baron power play, it has ballooned up to 3,000. Could be more as well, because there's another inhibitor tower in G2 sights. Caps trying to jump in, trade with Vikla, but there's the tower going down. And G2 still have 10 seconds left on the Baron. The inhibitor now their target. They'll take that too. Caps dashes in. Look at Diablo's health. Almost just one shot.
All looking for his head.
These LCS players are just gliding at the moment as we see Raptor looking for the flank. Kellen going in with a Pop Blossom. And Hansama is caught, and just as you praise him, he dies immediately. Skewmon will trade onto Kellen. Crescent Guard doing a lot of work here. He's going to heal up as well with the Ocean Soul above. Is taken out. Skewmon trading with Raptor. Caps and Broken Blade diving up to the back line. Raptor still surviving for now, but Skewmon's still on the way. Stopwatch out of Caps to try and survive, and he dodges the Orb of Deception from Vikla. Vikla out. Broken Blade will put him in the ground. And now Raptor and Clear, even though you took 4k gold out of G2's pockets at the start of the fight, you still can't win it out. Raptor dashing across the wall, going back in with the Vault Breaker, but look at the Ocean Soul! You just can't heal them! They're lapping up your health and taking you!
Past this brush by Red Buff up to get the engage, and they do delete Hansama this time around. Unfortunately for them, they're so far behind that G2 can still win the game with all the...
If they took them to the second spot in the LCK, they show the determination to not give up on the game. And for G2, you're not sweating, but there's a little bit of perspiration perhaps coming. 1 minute for mid. G2 will just push through this top side.
All right, first Elder at first stands, and hopefully we're going to get more than 3 games as well, because this was a really fun one, Medic. I think it's about to end, but you know, there's always that little tiny ray of hope for BNK. Can they pull off a miracle here against Elder Dragon, plus Dragon Soul, plus Baron buff?
It would be miraculous if they can do it, but I don't put anything past this BNK lineup. The inhibitor will be taken out by G2. Raptor trying to keep the mid wave at bay. G2 pushing in for those Nexus towers. Broken Blade's going to deal with Raptor. First Nexus tower will be raised to the ground. Kellen looking for his engage. There's the Pop Blossom. Gets it onto Hansama, but dies for it. Hansama so low. Crescent Guard coming out, but once again, you just don't have the damage. A Quadra for Hans to round it up as G2 take game 1.
Yo, I do like that trick at the end, though, about it. And they will be. That engage looks terrifying for BNK.
It's very much, if we pick someone, they are dead. Unless they are Valkyrieing out or flashing out, or a good Emperor's Divide comes out from G2. Jarvan is the final pick for Skewmon, something he can do a lot of work on in the early game.
Yeah, I think Vikla still has flash, but he's going to have to hedge towards the bottom side.
Skewmon now spotted by the minions. Flash, flag, and drag. Cataclysm for the follow-up. Caps needs to close the gap. The rebuttal won't be enough for Golden Eclipse. Just spells the death of Vikla, even with the BNK will be able to get their first Dragon of the series after G2 were able to secure all 5 in game 1, the Soul and the Elder. Skewmon still has the Cataclysm and the Emperor's Divides available. Broken Blade looking to pincer from the top side. They'll go for Vikla first. No flash for him. There's the quickness. Equalizer down as well as Caps falls first. And now Skewmon is way too deep. Call of the Forge coming out will help Skewmon get the kill. Lebrov trying to keep Skewmon alive, but he just can't do it. Raptor finds the double, and Clear will find himself some sushi. 3 for BNK as they collapse on G2 making the play.
Yeah, G2 had a lot of information, and they even had information that this Rumble that has been pushing lane and has priority is coming down. And so, really good play response here from BNK. Flash either from the previous Nocturne Paranoia, yep. So good stuff from BNK.
Caps still doesn't have his flash. Fear Tether, Blast Cone prompts Skewmon trying to come across. But the damage onto Caps is big. Lebrov not there in time for the heal. There's the Paranoia follow-up. And BFX are absolutely popping off in the early game. 1.6k gold. Going for Caps again. Still doesn't have the flash. Skewmon is here to try and help out his mid laner, who is not having a great time this game. And he will be able to force Raptor away. Caps just trying to farm up towards that second item. First item complete though, onto Raptor. Cannon coming in. Golden Eclipse not enough to kill off Caps. Skewmon trading with Raptor. He's going to flag and drag through, but look at the damage from the Radiant Volley. Into the Solar Snare, into the rebuttal on the Tidal Wave. Caps charmed up. Lebrov trying to get there, trying to get the shields down. Aquapism not going to hit. Call of the Forge coming out from Broken Blade, but it's too little too late. Vikla will eventually fall, but G2 now need to retreat. They've already lost 2, and with the equalizer, make it 3. Fried fish on the menu.
Stays out of the range of the rest, and we're back to some action here.
BB with the TP onto Clear, who doesn't have flash. Cataclysm available for Skewmon, but doesn't really want to go for it yet. Raptor's on his way across. There's the Paranoia. Lock them both in, knock them both up. But still, the Flame Spitter enough to get the kill onto Skewmon. Raptor will find it. Shut down for Broken Blade. Raptor trying to trade back in here with that Experimental Hexplate. Has the extra attack speed, but BB flashing away. Searing charge back into the army. Into Kaza Rakan does have an advantageous early game, so kind of to be expected, but huge leads across the rest of the board as the Bob looks for the Tidal Wave into the bubble onto Cannon. The Valkyrie forward from Hansama, and Cannon just thought he could play around with it. Good rebuttal there on the Emperor's Divide, stopping the knockback. Pick up the kill. Nah, that's mine. Okay, he can be happy, sure. Paranoia onto Caps, who waits with the shifting sands. Then the quickness as well for the follow-up. Aquapism not there in time, and perhaps Caps had already shifted, because he didn't even use
response. Of course, yeah, you can grab some topside camps there in exchange for this, and it is only Dragon number 2, you'd say very hesitantly, but so it's not. Time flies.
Only 4 minutes before we're there for the next one, and with Vikla having a 1.4k lead on this Mel. Having a really good series.
You're trying to like buy every second of time to save gold. Good job, G2. Just get your gold cross map and do not send anybody out into open territory where they can get Nocturne ulted.
Clear. Clear's going all the way around through the walls here. There's the equalizer. Paranoia follow-up there. Dive onto Lebrov, who uses the Tidal Wave. Still feared. Flame Spitter out from Clear underneath the tower. He'll just take 2 immediately. BFX just absolutely wiping away G2 in mid. The Riptail charge is going to hit onto the bottom tier 1, and that will be the tower alongside it. BFX now 3,000 gold ahead at 19 minutes.
Yeah, so good at pushing their leads.
Used by Caps onto Callum because of the possible follow-up. There's the Paranoia. They'll dive onto Lebrov again. TP coming out from Broken Blade, but Lebrov is already down, and Raptor's just able to walk away. Hansama below half HP. Call of the Forge God coming out as G2 looked to see if they can find anything out of this, but BFX are unwilling to give an inch.
3K gold lead at the moment.
Only 2,000 gold in the mid lane. Vikla is a whole item ahead of Caps, man. I think it's a pretty sizable chunk of change that BFX are ahead as G2 do look to collapse onto Raptor. Gonna put the Cataclysm down as well. Raptor doesn't have the flash. He's locked in the pit, but BFX are keeping Hansama at bay. There's the Equalizer down as well. Tidal Wave coming out. Caps jumping onto Clear, who flashes away. The Emperor's Divide doesn't find its mark. Meanwhile, the mid lane tower still low. Diablo has to flash away from the searing charge. And with the Bellows Breath, Broken Blade should be able to walk out. Golden Eclipse not enough to take him down. Still too tanky, but BFX in the end will still secure the tier 2 in mid.
Yeah, a lot of summoner spells blown in exchange for ultimates here. They did get the outway.
Skewmon getting caught out here. Solar Snare there for the follow-up, and Skewmon thought that all of BFX had just gone to the Drake, but BFX willing to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, again, trying to retake your red quadrant. It's so dangerous.
Very resounding no. BFX will secure not only the 3rd Drake of the game, but also their first Baron. As at 23 minutes, they have this 5,000 gold lead, and for G2, you're looking at The rebuttal can do a lot of work. Vickler 2 levels up over Caps right now. Summer trying to work his way across the mid lane. There's the Paranoia equalizer follow-up, and Caps is dead before he can even pop his ultimate. The rest of G2 likely to go pop 2. Diablo Killer Instincts out. Summer there for the chase. They'll take 1. Clear now behind enemy lines as Raptor not tanking up the tower anymore. Clear trying to get in with the flame spitter. He'll go down as well. G2 so far have found 2 for only 1. There's 3. Cannon falls. Raptor needs to get the hell out of here. Flash forward from Skumon trying to chase down Vickler. Raptor running for the hills. Rebuttal doesn't block anything, but the Solar Snare catches 2. Flag and drag, and down goes 1. Skumon looking for more. Can Raptor escape his clutches? A huge fight for G2. Skumon on the chase. Stridebaker slow. Dustbringer speed up. Might be enough, but Skumon will have the flag and drag back up in a second. Skumon flags and drags away from the tower. Can't get close enough. TP behind onto the standard. I think that's all she wrote. BFX.
Broken Blade in front. BNK though, they want to delete backline again.
Raptor looking for that Paranoia. Sundisk down from Cap, still only level 13. Paranoia onto Lebrov, knockup coming out. Raptor falling low, Cannon diving onto the backline. Lebrov already down. Caps though, able to go back in with Broken Blade here. Raptor with a good trap of darkness, Cataclysm coming out. Summer still untouched pretty much in the fight. Skumon almost dies to the golden eclipse, and Caps doesn't have the damage to kill off Clear. G2 will trade the 1-for-1 so far, but it's BFX's jungler that is down.
Yeah, and Skumon can actually just heal off the red buff. He can grab his own red buff and circle back around. I mean, they're going to force it, but look at Diablo and Kellen.
Diablo has flash, Hans Valkyrie's out, Caps does have the flash and has the Emperor's Divide. Call of the Forge God available to Broken Blade as well. G2 will turn their attentions away, but Clear gets in behind them. Caps with the Emperor's Divide is dead where he stands. Clear doing so much work on Summer, unable to join the party. Does get a phosphorus bomb onto Diablo, but now Broken Blade needs to get out. Skumon getting burnt to a crisp by Clear, flags and drags his way away. BFX still on the chase, Kellen diving in. Diablo flashing forward. Call of the Forge God. Who are they going for? It's Clear. Aqua Prism on him. The Rumble will fall. Vickler in the pit. Broken Blade dashing in. Red Diablo trying to get in there as well. The devil on his shoulder being outspoken by G2's demons. A triple TP back into the fight as well. Raptor looking to see perhaps he can just find a smite fight. Steal, Paranoia in onto LeBron. Raptor gets the kill. Vickler forced away by BB. Raptor able to run away for now. Has the blast cone 2 to escape. Searing charge from Broken Blade. Doesn't land the knockup. The brittle proc not there in time to stop the blast cone back by BFX.
Okay, so Raptor's going to go back to base. Skumon is up now. He just revived, so he can actually get here. Hans is going to work down the dragon so that by the time Skumon gets there, he can smite it away. And G2 have done it. They have defended the dragon's soul. They're scaling, baby. Those Ornn upgrades.
BFX calling G2 to another Barney, to another fight. Bellow's breath out from Broken Blade. Call it Forge God coming out as well as Caps tries to TP in. The rebuttal will knock up Caps with that Forge God. Diablo down to half HP. Quickness coming out as they try and get onto Caps. But look how far away Kellen is from the rest of the team. Equalizer down. But there's the follow-up with the Paranoia. Flash away from Raptor. BFX. Everything a little bit asynced here. Desynchronous from them as they went in 1 by 1 and had to dash out. G2 still standing relatively healthy.
Again, G2 has scaled for this moment, and they have Nami sustain. So even with Broken Blade doing the ultimate right in front of Mel, G2 can kite back, and they have extra sustain here. They can start the Baron.
No quickness up, no Paranoia, no equalizer. G2 now the one setting up on the objective. Hans Summer on that front line needs to be healed up a little bit. Callan still looking for the flank position. Broken Blade caught in the Solar Snare, but uses the Bellow's Breath to escape it. Caps goes in, the Emperor's Divide onto Diablo, and Caps finds his man. He'll die for it. There's a Cataclysm follow-up as G2 look to take the fight out from here. Hans Summer has to pop the barrier. Raptor going pop himself, flag and drag in. Raptor falls to the final order. Now Vickler needs to get out. The cannon missiles hit, but Vickler still finds the kill with a radiant volley. He'll go down. Broken Blade and Clear fighting out the top lane battle. The Forge God has answered the prayers of the EU. As G2 Diablo 175 and still basically won the fight for G2 around that last Drake, the mid-tier.
So it's going to be really hard to take out that Corki. Look how G2 are positioning. People on all sides of Hans. They're circling around him. Corki in the middle now actually moving up. He's got the red buff.
Solar Snap dodging to the side of it. There's the equalizer only onto Hans Summer. Paranoia going in as well. Caps pops a stopwatch. Sundisk down. Cannon trying to get in with that quickness. Raptor can still dive forward with that Paranoia, but it's expired now as G2 walk away. Golden Eclipse will chunk them out. Caps down to half HP, healed up by Lebrov. G2 will give up Prio on the mid lane to walk down here to reset. They used the Tidal Wave and the Emperor's Divide, but nothing more. There's only Killer Instinct available to BFX.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted positioning on Dragon, but BFX are running now away from the Baron area.
Diablo, almost taken out. Call of Forge being called as well. That's the Cataclysm, and Diablo feels the rips of an earthquake through him as Skewmon buries him under his ultimate. BFX now realize they cannot fight against G2. They'll take the Baron, and G2 will take control of the game. Soul is up, Soul is up. Broken Blade's running across there. Skewmon might need to get across as well. Clearer started it. TP coming in from Vickler. Are G2 going to trade the Baron for a Soul Hunt Summer on his way?
Yeah, they're trying to burn it down. Mountain Dragon is the tankiest one though, and now Hunt Summer!
TP coming in from Caps as well. He flashes for Vickler. Hunt Summer finds Vickler. Cannon going in with the quickness. Broken Blade keeping Raptor away from the Baron. Clear will kill off Hunt Summer, but with Caps here, G2 have the damage. Knock up coming out from Broken Blade. Raptor falls. G2, they take the Baron. They ward off BFX, and they'll stop the Soul.
Yeah, BFX knew their only shot now after G2 has scaled is to sneak away a Soul, and G2 peel off of the Baron. They come, they defend it. Even with Hans going down and the bounty going over, G2, they get their Baron, and they take the Dragon as well, denying the Soul.
So often.
See the Baron powered cannon minions here, 4 of them for Broken Blade. He's commanding them all to destroy this tower.
Kellen is on the longest flank I have ever seen in my life. He's in the enemy bot lane Tribush right now, but it could pay off. He's on his way across. Skewmon trying to get in here with G2 as well, but Kellen's still on the flank. I think Caps has now spotted him. Kellen's on his way. Paranoia out. Broken Blade down to a 3rd HP. There's the quickness, there's the charm, there's everything, and they'll kill up on Summer. Kellen with a beautiful engage. Now it's all on Caps to do the damage. Raptor trying to step up. Call of the Fortress coming out as well. Skewmon dives in onto Vickler. He locks both the carries into the pit, and they'll find them all! The Aqua Prism puts BFX sleeping with the fishes as G2, even with their AD carry dead, are still able to win out the fight. Hope springs eternal in EU. Where there is delusion, there is G2 as they go 1 game away from playoffs in first stand.
G2 have done it again. 2 games. Even a Galio Pantheon. Yeah. Usually people look and they're like, oh, is that enough damage? Yeah, it is. When you're playing versus a Syndra.
I mean, Zoe puts a lot of pressure down as well. If you can land some of those sleepy trouble bubbles. See, Zoe getting brought out by Caps. It's been a while, I think, since we've seen him crack out.
But Raptor is coming.
I mean, Caps is low. Does have the portal jumps. Skewmon looking for the smite. Callan with a slam into the wall onto LeBron. Skewmon going back in, will not get the smite. Raptor secures it. There was 1 HP on that Drake. LeBron just getting away as well, but with the Aegis of Soul now timing out. Skewmon has to flash. Raptor going in. Cap steals the flash away onto Callan, taken out by the hammer smash. Nature's Grasp from Raptor, who leveled up to level 6 because of the kill on Caps. Hunt Summer still finds one, but Diablo will put him in the dirt with Caps. BFX take the Drake and get 2
from BFX, which it bodes well for me and my hope for more than just a 3-game series.
And BFX off to a strong early start, as you say, leads in top and jungle for Clear and Raptor, about 300 gold apiece there. Kellen as well, because he picked up the kill on Caps, has a 400 gold lead over LeBron on this Alistair. Caps looking for the sleepy trouble bubble, can't land it. Raptor just walking through mid down towards his bottom side camp. Skewmon could look for a fight. Unstoppable Onslaught coming out, flash away from Clear. Grand Starfall being used on the bot side as they go for Kellen, but the Chain of Corruption is going to land onto Skewmon. Knock up from LeBron, who's tanking the tower with the Unstoppable Force as well. Should be tanking enough, and LeBron will be able to walk away with starts around this Drake. G2 can have a man advantage. Flash forward onto Kellen. Stefan's presence knocked back as well. There's the trample stun. There's the knockback. Sleepy Trouble Bubble interrupts the Keeper's verdict, and Kellen taken out by G2. Quick on the trigger finger there from LeBron.
Nice engage. Again, the engages are going to be key here for G2 to jump on BFX before they can get any poke value.
TP behind.
Yeah, they want more.
Does have flash. There's the Chain of Corruption going down onto Hans Summer. Grand Starfall as well as they chase onto Raptor. Unstoppable Onslaught onto the trees, going down. G2 are yelling timber as they look for more. Diablo has to flash away. Skewmon tanking the tower. Broken Blade can do so too. Diablo's going to feel the pain of the axe, and the ricochets out from Hans Summer. Kellen with a good Keeper's Verdict knockup, but Broken Blade still flashes away and escapes. G2 have turned the tables. 5-2 now with a 1k gold lead.
Yep, they had teleport advantage, so they used that teleport advantage.
No, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Kellen was trying. He did a tower there and, you know, tried to keep signing. Oh. All right, fight. Bye-bye.
That's what happens.
Go to sleep. Night, night. Defenses can try and get there. Hans and Labrov are in the area.
Cap trying to clear out the way. Cap splashes away from the knockback. Twisted Advance going to follow him though. Sleepy Bubble does get the sleep. The Force of Will and Scatter the Weak not going to connect. And now G2 are collapsing themselves. What do BFX have left in the tank to fight against this? Vikla tanks up the tower and Hans Summer opens up the big guns. Caps takes the kill. That's one. They'll look for two as Raptors caught out by Caps and Labrov. Skewmon gets the third. Raptor in the end delayed here, but will still die. Caps on a rampage. He's coming.
Killing the control ward, walking over, and since Caps does a very good job evading that, you know, attempt at a tower dive with his weight.
Diablo healed up, but Skewmon still puts the spear through his spine. Callan will follow him in a body bag as G2 are unrelenting.
And he's looking buff.
Evolution of Skewmon over the last couple of years.
I love these celebration dances. I mean, you can start the celebration dances early because
you can, but again, it's a don't count your chickens before they're hatched sort of situation. I've seen BFX lose a game from a greater goal lead than this already this series. Vikla trying to chase Caps out. Force of Will. Not enough damage, but with the auto in the end, he will take him. There's a shutdown over to Vikla. You told me to dance in celebration, and then immediately Vikla gets a kill. Kobe, what you got to say for yourself?
Haha. I think you can still dance, though. I mean, the reason that I'm pretty confident is because of the team comps. But, yeah, you know what? Let's play that game. Yeah, I mean, they scatter and give up position, and I think they're just going to have to give up a lot as this game progresses. I mean, top wave, look at that. G2 had already prepped top wave, so BFX were there.
Oh, Clear going for the flash knockback. Cannon there for the follow-up with the Nature's Craft now. Caps is down, the knockback with the Keeper's Verdict. Labrov the new target here as BFX continue to collapse on the cow. Broken Blade realizing he can't really help Labrov right now. He'll flash, knockback from Cannon, doesn't get the stun, but the piercing arrow finds its mark. As roast beef on the menu now for G2, still holding strong in the mid lane. BFX unable to break that. Clear able to walk away. Grand Staffel coming in as well. Skewmon still diving the tower. Decimating Smash will get the knockup, and Clear healthy for a long time here. They drop the aggro. He dodges the spear. Broken Blade still chasing. Will flash forward, get the kill with the Cell Furnace, but Callan's on his way to try and make this a 1-for-1. He should be able to do so. Diablo coming across from the side. The tower did fall. Skewmon could rejoin, but he's only at half HP. Chain of Corruption used. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we've seen Hans Summer taking down the tower. Broken Blade will pay for the dive with his life. The G2 will take a 1-for-1 and a turret, two turrets. Not really doing too much against that shield from Broken Blade. Clear trying to take the bot lane tower. Will be able to get that turret. Second of the game for BFX. Decimating Smash out from Broken Blade, not enough. Vikla hanging off to the side to see perhaps if someone oversteps from G2. Clear flanking as well as Caps jumps away. Decimating Smash again from Broken Blade. Little bits of poke on landing from BFX, but it's not enough for now as BB still very tanky on that front line. Caps going in. Doesn't land the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Dragon is up on the map. Clear still looking for a flank of his own. Skewmon's going to try and catch him out. Chain of Corruption landing onto Broken Blade. Caps goes in, stunned up. Vikla looking for the knockup as well with the Keeper's Verdict. The Locket shield enough to keep G2 healthy, and with a Sleepy Trouble Bubble landing onto Vikla, the Unleashed Power and the flash enough to keep him alive for now, but Vikla so low. Broken Blade getting choked out by Clear. Raptor at half HP. Diablo able to dodge away from the bubble himself. Raptor in the pit with Skewmon on top of him. Broken Blade healing up. Diablo steps forward, and Hans Summer sends him back to the fountain. Vikla will join his AD carry, and the rest of BFX are damn well fearful. G2 take 4, and they'll take the Drake alongside it.
I love it. No hesitation from G2 members. Flashes just blown for the engages over the wall. Raptor here with his...
Well, he's been spotted now. He's with his fellow countrymen in the Raptors. But yeah, he's going to die. The Baron has been begun by G2. Labrov gets the knockup, Raptor goes down, the cow gets it, and G2 will get the Baron alongside.
All right, now are you with me? Force plays.
It's not like the rest of your team actually has a huge amount of damage right now. You can see it was Raptor who did the most damage in that last fight for them. He is at 2 items, but he's pretty squishy on this tree, and Vikla is matching mid lane right now. Clear trying to get some gold, trying to get that objective bounty in his pocket as G2 take down the tier 2 in the bottom side, but Caps is on his way out. Clear has backed away. I see there's only 1 plate remaining on that tower. Might be shortly to fall. Looks like really shocked. Diablo has been neutered by G2 as we see the tier 2 in the top side being taken down as well. It's put into its foundations, and now BFX trying to defend as 4 clear, still in 223 stacks. As Clear is being marked by LeBron. Nature's Grasp out onto Broken Blade. Chain of Corruption there for the follow-up. But Broken Blade, this is all of BFX just hitting onto him. The Keeper's Verdict cancelled. Unstoppable Onslaught coming out as well. Decimating Smash going to land. Kellen having to flash out. Will use the locket, but it doesn't save you. LeBron flashes in, looking for Raptor, who used the Twisted Advance to try and escape. Grand Starfall coming forward as well. They'll go for Diablo. He flashes away from his base, and he's put to sleep. Night! G2 are Diablo's nightmares, as Clear is forced down towards the bottom side. Hans Summer on the hunt, not only for the kill, but for the big 3-0. Bickler trying to escape. The unleashed power has nothing behind it. Caps will kill the enemy mid. Only Raptor will stand alive.
G2 have done it! 3-0 here over BFX at first stand. Amazing stuff from them. What a series, especially Hans Sama. Impressive stuff.
G2 marching down mid. All 5 alive. Broken Blade here with the bounce special to top it off. He'll find Raptor, who goes extinct like the Velociraptors of old. G2, they have lived in delusion, and now they have demolished BFX. There is hope for EU. Euphoria reigns supreme. A 3-0 for G2.
All right, what are you thinking for player of the